Welcome back to JB Sports. I'm your host, Sean the Bird, and today is Friday, so you know it's all about the normal sports. Let's get into it. Today, we're going to talk about the Eagles Giants game to start it. We're going to talk about some of the games coming up this weekend, and then maybe a few other sports. But last night, the Eagles went up against the Giants on Thursday Night Football in the Giants Stadium. MetLife. Wow, what what a game it was for what a night it was for Philly fans. The Flyers lost, the Eagles lost, and the Phillies lost their playoff matchup against the Dodgers. So really rough night for Philly, but overall, what a what a horrible thing to happen for them. Like the Eagles specifically, a game that you should have won, but your offense has been horrible. Your defense is not great. You have Keelan Ringo playing on defense right now, starting. Like, it's rough. We'll go over stats real quick. Jalen Hurts, 24 for 33, 283 yards, one touchdown, three sacks, and a key interception that probably lost them the game. And then Saquon, 12 for 58. Jalen Hurts, 7 for 13 rushing. A.J. Dillon, 1 for 2 with a fumble. Receiving, Dallas Goedert, 9 receptions, 110 yards. A.J. Brown, 6 receptions, 80 yards. Also, Dallas Goedert had a touchdown. Devontae Smith, 4 for 49. A.J. Dillon, 2 for 18. Jahan Dotson, 1 for 17. And Saquon Barkley, 2 for 9. And just a bunch of random stats on defense. Um, one sack, Patrick Johnson, and that was it. Wow, Eagles fans, how are you feeling right now? Um, Go in this game, you should win it, and your team just plays awful offensively. They could barely get anything going. You guys just started down and just never really got it back. You did get the lead back for like one small bit. Jalen Hurts did get a rushing touchdown, and then the passing touchdown, but the Giants, man, Jackson Dart, 17 for 25, 195 yards, one touchdown, two sacks. Russell Wilson went in there for two plays and did nothing. Just Jackson Dart, actually getting hurt at one point in the game, having to come out. That's when Russell went in, and then he came back. Cam Scatterbo, 19 carries, 98 yards, and three touchdowns. Wowzers. CTE man cooking the Eagles defensive line. Jackson Dart, 13 for 58, a touchdown himself. Devin Singletary, 3 for 10. Tyrone Tracy, 4 carries, 6 yards. Receiving, Wan'Dale Robinson, 6 receptions, 84 yards, a touchdown. Almost broke his neck, it looked like at one point. It was crazy. Uh, LeJordan Humphrey, Lil Jordan Humphrey, whatever, how do you say his name? 4 receptions, 55 yards. Theo Johnson, 2 receptions, 27 yards. Jalen Hyatt, 3 receptions, 17 yards. And Cam Scadaboo, 2 receptions, 12 yards. One fumble recovered for Drew Phillips on defense, and 2 sacks for Brian Burns with 2 tackles for loss. Uh, Masu Masua, that's 1 sack for him, and that was it. 7 tackles for loss, 1 interception for Cordell Flott. He got 68 yards in the return. What a game for the Giants, man. This was a statement win for them. This is one that was needed, coming off a game against the Saints where you lose it in terrible fashion, have multiple turnovers, to then go over to Philly and force them to have 2 turnovers, where Jalen Hurts just he got red the whole way. Flott literally just had his eyes on him. He went to pass to Jahan. Jahan jumped. He was going backwards, so he couldn't make a play on the ball. Flott just ran in. Yup, snagged it. Just went running. Didn't get the pick six. Probably could have, but he didn't make it there. And just the AJ Dillon trying to play hero ball, trying to get that extra yard, gets the ball punched out. That really sealed the game there. And then just slowly but surely, it was Cam Scadaboo just killing the Eagles defense. Like, he killed them. It was bad. Um, because Scottaboo is insane. He's a monster, but he really had his like statement game of the year. 3 touchdowns, at Philly defense, and then just the offense. Like I said, Jalen Hurts on an interception, AJ Brown actually getting yards, but most of them came when it didn't matter anymore, or going into half where they didn't even get points off of it. Going into half, like it was a horrible game, really really bad game, and if you're an Eagles fan, now you're like, okay, we just lost to the Giants, which for my Commanders, it means I'm pretty sure if we win this game against Chicago, we jump Philly and become first. Because yeah, we'll jump Philly and go to first, and that will be sweet. Because Jane Daniels, if he holds it and we play well, we might never give it back, depending on the rest of the year. Because I do think the Eagles can still be good. I still think they can be a good team. They just have to tighten it up a little bit because the way they're playing now, that's 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 like maybe third in the division, maybe second. It's if they play every game like that from now on, yeah, it's not going to end well for them at all. And I have Eagles fans tell me that, which a lot of Eagles fans are not happy with how they're looking right now. And I don't know who to blame it on. Jalen Hurts, he did okay. He had that overthrow, and it's just the whole team is not clicking. I don't know. They had a players meeting, I'm pretty sure, and then they just got BTA. Like, mm 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 mm. This is rough. So Eagles defense, they need to figure something out because Keely Ringo was getting bullied out there by everyone, no matter who it was. He was getting bullied, so you got to fix that. Zach Bond looked pretty much non-existent. Um, I think maybe Cam might have taken out the game for a minute, and then just yeah, I don't even know what to say, man. It's just a lot of defense they need to fix, and then the offense has just been horrible this year. Really, it really has been. Special teams has been good for them, but everything else, yikes, yikes. So we'll move on from that. Giants, very happy with, very happy. You should be happy for yourself. You should like your team a lot after this game. You're going kind of into a trap game, so ah, let's see who the Giants are up. I think there's a certain trap game around the corner for the Giants. Okay, so you play the Broncos, which will probably be a loss. Then you play the Eagles again. Eagles are going to come back hungry, so you'll see if you can beat them again. Then you play 49ers. We'll do a little record prediction for the rest of the year. Giants, Broncos lost, so that's 2-5. Eagles, I'm gonna say lost, so that's 2-6. Just because I don't know if the Eagles will get swept by them. So 2-6. 49ers, winnable game, but I'm gonna say 2-7. All right. Then you go Bears, 3-7. Packers, 3-8. Lions, 3-9. Patriots, I feel like that's a game that you can win because I feel like that'll be a trap game for the Patriots. So we're gonna say 4-9. Commanders, 4-10. I think we'll sweep this year. Vikings, that's a game you could potentially win, so I'm gonna give it to you. So 5-10. Raiders, 6-10. Cowboys, that's either way, but I'm gonna give you hmm I'll give you the win there. I think you'll split with them and be 6-11 or 5-12. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go 6-11. Final prediction: 6-11 for the Giants. Which honestly, it's not your favorite outcome, but you have a much harder schedule coming up soon. So um, maybe you could have got some more wins, like locking in versus the Saints beating them. Chargers was a great win. Uh, Cowboys could have probably won that one. So we'll see. Maybe they ride this high and they turn out really good, but I just don't really see it. So we'll continue. Eagles, we'll go over your schedule coming up. So next game, Vikings, you can win that 5-2. Giants, I already gave you that one, so I'm gonna give you 6-2. Packers, I could see you maybe. I see you could lose this game. So what is it? 6-3. Lions, 6-4. Cowboys, 7-4. Bears, 8-4. Chargers, 8-5. If they get healthy, if not, you win. But if they're healthy, 8-5. Raiders, 9-5. Commanders, 9-6. Bills, 9-7. Commanders, 10-7. We'll split with you guys. So 10-7, not the best record, but going off of how they're playing, if they play these good teams and if the teams are healthy, I could definitely see it somehow fall into that. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay. So going to some of the games this weekend, we'll go over them. Let me get to it because it's not showing any of the games. All right. Broncos Jets. That should be an easy win for the Broncos. Don't lose this game. You're already 3-2. Don't lose this game. Browns Steelers. This kind of looking like a trap game because Joe Flacco's not there anymore. It's Dylan Gabriel. Maybe they take Dylan Gabriel too easily, too lightly, and he comes out maybe wins it. But I think off a bye week he'll be fine. I think the Steelers will win it, and Aaron Rodgers has been playing well so far. Chargers Dolphins. Chargers, if they get some people back, they can probably win. I think they can win it without the people back because the Dolphins are that horrible. But I'll give it to the Chargers. Patriots Saints. Kind of feel like this is a trap game for the Patriots. I was talking to my friend. He's a Patriots fan. He said it looks like a trap game because just the Patriots and what they do. But I'm still going to go Patriots. Rams Ravens. Ravens about to be 1-5. They really are. And I think the Rams are going to take it and move on to 4-2. Cardinals Colts. Colts are going 5-1 to start the 5-1 out of the first 6 games. Seahawks Jaguars. That's gonna be a really really good game. Seahawks Jags. I think Seahawks are gonna win. Jags just had the game of their life, so maybe Trevor Lawrence continues on riding the high horse, but I think the Seahawks would win it. Cowboys Panthers. Oddly enough, for some reason, I feel like the Panthers could win this, but I'm gonna go Cowboys. Titans Raiders. I'm gonna say Titans. I think the Raiders are just that. I think Geno's gonna throw some interceptions again and losing the game. 49ers Bucks. I think is gonna be a great game. Mac Jones. I think will be playing, but I'm gonna go Buccaneers instead of 49ers. Bengals Packers. Another game where Joe Flacco is now starting for them, so I could somehow see the Packers just losing this because it's the Packers. But I'm gonna go Packers. Lions Chiefs. Oh yeah, Joe Flacco, if he wins this, that's beaten the Packers in a span 2 times in the span of like 4 weeks, something like that. Yeah. Um, Lions Chiefs. I'm gonna go Lions. I think the Chiefs are gonna start 2-4. Bears Commanders. I'm gonna go Commanders. I think with the healthy Jane Daniels, because he doesn't have a broken rib this time like last game, I think he will win it. And for the Commanders and the Bears will fall on. Because listen, the Bears have the worst or second worst D line. Oh, sorry, D line rushing wise. Like their rush defense is horrible. They're one of the worst in the league, if not the worst, depending on which side you look at. Commanders, every side I've looked at, they're the best rushing team in the league. So against the Bears, Bill should eat the line up. Bill should have an amazing game. Give Bill more carries, and we will win this game. Jaden, I still want him to pass. I still want him to get some like passing touchdowns, but feed Bill the rock, and we will win this game. Bills, Falcons. I'm gonna go Bills. I think the Bills are gonna be angry. They're gonna come back and beat the Falcons. But a little bit back to this Bears game. I want to talk about a. Sorry about that. I want to talk about a certain tweet I saw online. It was on a Commander's page, and it really set me for a loop. Shout out to DMV Sports Zone on Instagram. Wow, the volume's on. But this is a tweet from at Caleb Goat QB1. I think he's just trying to be rage bait. And if it is, he's doing a remarkable job because the people in the comments are going crazy and I'm talking about it. But it says, and I quote, wore my Caleb Williams jersey to work today. Some guy on the L stopped me and just now and said, wish he fell to us, man. I'm a Commanders fan, by the way. Talk about the top 10 things that never happened, man. That is so stupid. And if he's doing rage bait, he got me. You know what? I'll give it to him. He got me. But if this is like him trying to like act serious and trying to make something up to say like, oh, someone said that, it's not true. Come on now. Listen, I still think Caleb Williams will be a great quarterback if the Bears get in a better situation or he goes to another team into a better situation. But I'm almost positive, almost probably 100% of Commanders fans, if they're smart and actually watch ball, know that Jaden Daniels is a better quarterback. So there is no possible way, no possible thought in my mind I could ever think of a Commanders fan saying, really wish Caleb Williams fell to us and I'm a Commanders fan. That's just not true. So congratulations. If it was rage bait, you got me. I just couldn't take it. But if you were trying to be serious and try to make it serious tweets to try to be like, oh, Caleb Williams is better, it's not. And you got people making graphics with Caleb Williams and Jane Daniels staring at the Offensive Rookie of the Year trophy like, guys, that was last year. They're not rookies anymore. Jane Daniels already won it convincingly. He was the better quarterback. And a lot of time these Bears fans, like shout out my mom, love my mom, she's a Bears fan and she's realistic. But a lot of these Bears fans will try to cherry pick certain stats to try to cope and make it any way possible for Caleb Williams to look better. But they just have to realize Caleb Williams is not a better quarterback. It is Jaden Daniels. He's the best quarterback from that draft class, one of the best in the league. It is Jaden Daniels. That is him, not Caleb Williams. He could be. He can get up there, but he's not better than Jaden, and he probably won't ever end up being better than Jaden, in my opinion. Because Jaden is he's just him. So but we'll continue off, get off the rage bait status and talk about some better things. Um, just some just some thoughts about the NFL right now. It is crazy what this MVP voting looks like because honestly, for me, top two tied. You can go 1A, 1B. It's Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff. Both had some. Both had a rough loss. I will admit it, but they've both been playing out of their minds. Let me pull up the stats real quick for each of them, but I'll talk on there because they've both been leading their teams to crazy, crazy stuff. Let me find Baker Mayfield on the ESPN app. Okay, here we go. Baker Mayfield, 1,283 yards, 10 touchdowns, only one interception. Great stats by him. And then we go to Jared Goff, 1,187 passing yards, 12 touchdowns, which is first in the league, and only two interceptions. That's a great stat line. If the Lions can again secure this number one seed in the NFC, I don't see why Jared Goff can't be MVP. Last year you said, oh, it's just the coordinator, it's just Ben Johnson. That's the only reason why Jared Goff is doing so good. He switched the coordinator and look at Jared Goff. Almost playing better than how he did last year. So say the Lions really like bang out the rest of the schedule for the rest of the year. Let me look at it. Let's take a quick look. They're playing the Chiefs, right? So that'll be a big game. Huge game for them, but they got the Lions and Chiefs next week. If they can squeak that out, amazing. Another big win. Jared Goff stays ahead of the Chiefs. Then you have the Buccaneers. And say Jared Goff beats the Buccaneers and outperforms, puts them ahead of Baker Mayfield and the candidacy, right? Vikings, they can beat them. Commanders, this one can go 50-50, but if they win, okay, but we beat them last time, so I have a lot of confidence in my team. Lions Eagles, definitely a game the Lions can win. Lions Giants, definitely a game they can win. Packers Lions, they're finally solidified. They found their identity on offense, and the defense is getting better. Lions could win it and split with the Giants. I mean, split with the Packers. Sorry. Cowboys Lions. Lions can beat the Cowboys. Lions Rams. Lions have had the Rams number, so you can see them winning that. Steelers Lions. At that point in the season, we don't know what the Steelers will look like. But if it goes with history, they're not going to be as good. Lions can win that. Lions Vikings. They can definitely beat the Vikings twice this year. And Lions Bears. Look what happened last time. The Lions have a great schedule coming up, and there's about like 2 or 3 games where you can see them potentially losing. The ones being Commanders, Bucks, and really the Eagles, maybe Rams. So four maybe, and that would end their schedule being 12-5 if the worst happens, really. So if they can secure this, he gets a win over the Bucks over Baker Mayfield, dude, dude, that would be a great case for Jared Goff being the MVP because really top being MVP voting, you can go a lot of ways. I do think Baker Mayfield and Jared Goff are 1 and 2, 1A, 1B. Like you could do that. You definitely have to have Matthew Stafford up there. I think Matthew Stafford has been playing some great ball, especially at this age, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, his back's messed up. Oh, he's getting older." But if you look at his stats, first in passing yards, 1,503, 11 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Also playing well. His team did have a rough loss against, the 49ers, but if you look at his stats, 30 for 47, 309 yards, 3 touchdowns, dog, no interceptions. The Eagles, 19 completions, 33 yards, 100, sorry, 19 completions, 33 attempts, 196 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, which was bad. But that loss really wasn't on him because they could have won it, and the kicking team just screwed it. And then every other game, he's been pretty good. So this man, especially against the Colts, 29 for 41, 375 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. This dude is playing out of his mind, and he's been in the league like seven. How many years has he been in the league? Going around maybe like I don't fully know, but he's been in the league for a while. He's double digits. He was some change. So this man is playing really good football, and he might get Puka Nakua a triple crown. Like it's insane what he's doing. He got it for Cooper Rush. He like imagine he does it for Puka too, because Puka's been playing out of his mind. He's got to be in the top 3 candidacy for that. And then the other few, like I don't know, people throw in Dak. Some people throw in some random people. I've heard Sam Darnold thrown in there. Indiana Jones thrown in there. There's a lot of people throw in, but really the top 3 who you worried about. And right now, my top 3 would have to be um, Baker, Jared Goff, and Matthew Stafford, all playing unbelievable ball. And most of the times, the loss wasn't on their team, wasn't on them. I mean, first game for the Packers, they just played against the Packers for the Lions. They just played terribly altogether. So maybe that's why he's not number one. Maybe that's why he shouldn't be one. But he's playing. He's been great since. Baker, that Eagles loss, can't fully say it's on him because Bucky had a questionable fumble that probably shouldn't have been a fumble, but he did have that interception at the end. And then Matthew Stafford, I don't really think he's at fault for any of the losses. So you got to keep that in account. Like I said, I've heard some people say Dak Prescott. I think record will take a play into that. And I mean, with Matthew Stafford, he only has one more win, so you can be like, oh, maybe why is Matthew Stafford there? Dak's not. I can see that. There can be many people who you can say could be MVP on all these teams, but right now I'm gonna go Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, and Matthew Stafford. Even though they are third in their division, but Matthew Stafford's just playing great ball, and he's one of the key reasons his team, when they win, have been winning, and he's not the key reason why they've lost, in my opinion. Like I'd say Justin Herbert, but he's had some rough games recently. Not gonna say Jalen Hurts. Josh Allen, he's still up there for it. I mean, had a rough loss against the Patriots, but you can definitely say he's in there. Aaron Rodgers, no, I don't. He's doing well, but he's not in that conversation. Indiana Jones, no. I mean, you could say maybe, but I don't think he's top three. Definitely not. And then just all these other teams, like there's just no one really sticking out except those three to me. You know, because Mac Jones, you're not gonna say he's MVP. Maybe come back later of the year, but not MVP. Darnold, not really. He has pretty good stats. I'm gonna be honest, he has some good stats, but I don't really know if MVP's that. So I'm gonna say those three, and yeah, I'm gonna stick with those three. So I like that list. Other awards, defensive player of the year. Nick Bonito, I think he's definitely up there. 7 sacks, he's been playing well. What I would like to say Dorrance Armstrong because he's been setting the edge while Andy's has 5 sacks, but he has to have more. And I think you have to kind of be sack leader to win it, so I wouldn't put him up there unless he can catch up. But he's on pace for 17 sacks because he has 5 sacks in 5 games. Um, and then there's some other guys sprinkled in there. Offensive rookie of the year, Emeka Egbuka, you could put him there. I'm gonna say Bill. I think Bill has been brilliant so far, and as a 7th round pick, you kind of have to put into perspective. Like Emeka, you expected him to be this good. He was a 1st round pick, but I think he's been a little better than what people have expected. He's my number one right now. Bill, 7th round pick, playing like this, basically has better stats than Saquon, or the same probably after Saquon had these yards. So very similar stats to the best player in the league, one of the best players in the league last year. So got to keep that into account. And then there's some other players sprinkled in there. Defensive rookie of the year. That one I don't really have a decision on yet. I mean, Abdul hasn't been playing bad when he's in there, but that one I'm kind of waiting on to kind of figure it out. But I'm going to talk about some like Commanders players that I've been happy with and some I've been unhappy with. 5 players I've been, sorry, 3 players I've been really happy with for the Commanders. Bill, love what Bill has been doing. Once he got his carries, we saw last game, he was amazing. Even with limited carries, he looked good. So Bill is a player I've been really happy with. Then you have to go to Debo. Debo has been playing great. 300 yards so far in the year. He's had, I think, 3 receiving touchdowns, 1 rushing. It's been great for him. And then my last one, I think I might go Dorrance. Jaden Daniels, I'd love to put him there, but he was out 2 games, so you can't really put him up there yet. He continues to play like he did against the Chargers. I definitely think he can definitely get up there, but those 3 have just been really good and blowing expectations out of the water. 3 players I'm not happy with. Um, Frankie Louvu screams out as one because Frankie was so good for us last year, and this year I'm not gonna say he's been terrible, but he hasn't really jumped off the charts for me. Um, Another player I'm kind of a little upset with. I mean, Marshawn Lattimore. I defended him all the time over the summer with all the things that happened last year, but I was more like, all right, listen, he didn't have time to practice. He had injuries. Give him time to practice and time over the summer. And we saw what's been happening. He has been struggling immensely. He has some good games, but a lot of the times his games aren't the greatest. So really upset with him. And then the third person I'm kind of upset with. Um, Offense I'm kind of fine with. I don't really have too many people that I'm like annoyed about. But I guess I'll stick with the defense. Was kind of hoping Mikey would play a little bit better. Was really hoping he could probably transition that number one spot if Marshawn had some problems. But Mikey's had some good plays, but he's also been struggling a little bit. I think Amos might be playing as one of probably our best corner right now. He's had some great stops. He's had some great passes batted down, and he had some really important plays, especially in that Packers game. So those are kind of the players I'm upset about. I'm happy, like I said, about Dorrance, Debo, and Bill, and honorable mention Luke McCaffrey. Really, really had a good last 3 games. So that's a guy I could put in there. And then people I'm kind of not happy with right now, and I think could be doing more are Frankie Louvu, Marshawn Lattimore, and Mikey Sanders still, who played great last year, and he's just kind of been a little stagnant this year. So those are three I'm happy with, three I'm not happy with. But other than that, I think I'm gonna be good for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this, like this video, leave a like. I appreciate it. Subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. God bless you all.